Hey guys, Lucas from iExplore here, and today we're going to explore Shinjuku by dusk, as you can see. And with me I have the Nikon 40mm f2 for Z-mount, which I'm very happy to have and share with you guys today. First, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has supported us on Patreon. We're very appreciative of that, and in the last few weeks we've gotten quite a few more supporters, which is a huge plus, so thank you so much for that. Of course, if you're interested in any of the gear that we use, like this lens, check the referral links in the description below. That also helps us out. Anyway, let's get on to the video.
iExplore.
So I actually purchased this lens back when it came out in like late 2021, so I think in November or something like that. And it took until February of this year, of 2022, for me to get it. So they're definitely back ordered. It took a while to get it, but it came out of nowhere as a surprise one day. Got an email that it's coming, and I've been shooting with it ever since. And I was a little bit worried that I wasn't gonna like this lens, but it turns out that I love it. And so I want to tell you guys why, but let's start shooting here. I'm gonna shoot this a little bit. And by the way, here it gets a little bit crowded, so put that mask on. All right. There we go. So let's go this way. There's a cool little side street I want to check out here. But yeah, like, you know, it's the lens is only $300 or something like that, and it's a pretty, you know, cheaply made lens. Like the way it feels, like it's kind of plasticky. I don't know if you guys can easily see this. Maybe Axel, you can get a little closer here. But the mount is actually made out of plastic, right? So it's not a metal mount like most other Z lenses. So it has this kind of cheapness to it, I gotta say. But we're gonna go in there. But in terms of glass, it's fantastic. It's really, really sharp. Again, don't expect sharpness like you would out of like a $3,000 S-line lens or whatever. It's just, you know, very good. It's not perfect, but it's so good that it's perfectly usable. I don't have to worry anything about it. It focuses well. It's just a fantastic lens. So we're going to shoot this neon sign up here in this beautiful dusky light. Excellent. Love it. And as you guys know, those who follow this channel for a long time in my work, I love 40mm lenses. I have that classic Voigtlander 40mm f2, but it's a manual focus lens, right? So the fact that this one is AF and works with Z-mount is great. I can still use manual focus, of course, although zone focusing is tricky because there's no focusing gauge, but it's just fun to use. That's what it comes down to. I like using it because it's small, it's compact, just like my old 40, and it produces beautiful images with beautiful sharpness. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to shoot this neon sign behind me here as well, because this is kind of an iconic Tokyo spot. Okay. Not an f2 though. Okay. Maybe a little early still for the light, but whatever, it's good. I realized I shot that security guard on a 50th, so it was a little bit slow, so keep it on a faster shutter speed. And I'm probably going to shoot this lens tonight on f2 the whole time, because just like that good old 40mm Voigtlander that I have, the bokeh is really nice on f2. Again, it's not like the best bokeh on earth, it's very nice. I mean, I'm not that picky about these things, right? If it's good enough that I like it, then it's good. It doesn't need to, I don't need to compare it to other lenses and make sure it's like absolutely perfect or something like that. We just spooked a whole bunch of people. It was really funny. There was like a crowd coming. Next was going backwards. It was just, I wish there was like a mirror so you can see what Axel's dealing with here. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, I know I'm giving it a glowing review before even barely shooting it, but I've been shooting with it for a few weeks, so I know it's good. And you can see the images. You'll see more as we continue on and shoot more. But yeah, essentially I can boil it down to that the image quality is solid, very good. It looks great wide open. It focuses well on the Z-mount. I can't really use manual focus because there's no gauge, so that's a sacrifice. But I use autofocus with my Z camera for the most part. That's kind of what I got it for. If I want to use manual focus, I'll take the D4 with the Voigtlander for spin. And also in terms of size, it's not really a pancake lens. It's a little bit thick, as you can see. But if I use the Voigtlander with the FTZ adapter, it would be about the same size, if not a little bit bigger. So actually this is more compact than that setup, at least on the Z mount. So very happy with it. And then one more thing that I do care about a little bit more, it's not that important, but a little bit more, is the distortion. And the lens has almost none, which I like, because sometimes I like to shoot architecture, and I like when things are perfectly straight. No distortion at 40 millimeter on this lens. For example, the Voigtlander one that I had some. You can compare it to the Vieltrux lenses that I reviewed recently, the 50 and the 35. Those also had a little bit more than this one. Again, these things are not so important. But this one has so little that I don't even have to remove it in post. So I think that covers all of the technical mumbo jumbo. Got it out of the way, because this is not a gear review channel. This is a street photography and urban photography channel, and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to focus on shooting. All right, so let's see. I would say let's go down into the depths of Kabukicho over here. Well, not quite yet, but that's where we're heading, to the red light district. I noticed that our recent video called Just Shooting in the Red Light District did really well. We got a lot of views on that one on YouTube. I think it's because I put red light district in the title. Maybe. Or it was just a good video, I don't know. I think we'll stick to the red light districts, guys. It seems like that's what everybody wants to see on this channel. Lucas in the red light district. Now I have it on f2, and I probably don't need to have it on f2, but just, I like the look of it. I did the same when I got my Voigtlander way back in the day, almost 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago, wow, time flies. And I just shot it on f2 all the time, because there's just something so satisfying about nailing the focus on f2. And I think there's something great about 40 millimeter, maybe 35 is about the same, that you get like, even though you're wide open on f2, you're still getting plenty of depth of field that you can do these kind of street scenes. So, it's just a good feeling to use it. Let's keep going. Now, it is also, a very good camera, or very good, well, camera too, but the lens works great for what I just did there, like for these kind of quick shots, almost like hip shooting. Now, I can't really do it from the hip. I mean, I could, I guess, but, again, you don't get the zone focus. I do have to focus each time. It will be tricky to use zone. But, just lifting it up and focusing, it does really quick, because I think it's a small lens. The lens elements are small and light inside the lens itself, so the camera can quickly move them around. That's just a hunch, I don't know. Probably other lenses focus just as fast, but it just feels very snappy, which I like it. I'll admit that there's probably some placebo effect there, just because I like it. Let's see here, let's keep going.
路上で交渉した料金と実際に払う料金が違うなどのトラブルが発生しています。
A quick shot here. Alright, so now we're heading into like I said, Kabukicho, which is the red light district. But it's like the party district. It's not just the red light district. This guy in there is kind of cool. Okay. So yeah, this used to be, I guess it's not anymore. This used to be the famed robot restaurant in Tokyo, which was like a, actually we can kind of look in there a little bit. Let's see. Interesting. So yeah, it used to be like this crazy restaurant called a robot restaurant. And then some of you who've been to Tokyo before, I'm sure you know it. You've probably been there. It was like this crazy, you know, kind of a little bit of a tourist trap. What a fun one. But it says, yeah, it's closing due to the COVID, right? It's not open. And I don't know when, I haven't seen it open in like 2 years since the pandemic started. So who knows if it'll ever open. It seems to just be unused right now. I love how like signs like this reflect in cars. It's awesome. This is definitely a small aperture job. Not f2. I feel like I've done this kind of a shot before in a video we've done before, but I'm doing it again because I like it. I like the way cars catch the light and reflect it and bend it around in interesting ways. Maybe this side. Oh, it's the axle running. Well done. Yeah, but this side's less interesting in terms of the geometry. Let's keep going. Going back to F2 and aperture mode, and we're going to go this way. And hopefully we don't get our butts kicked. I'm going to get a shot in that direction. That's gorgeous right now because there's a lot of smoke coming out. So this is very smoky, beautiful scene. It's just a matter of waiting for a good combo of people on the bottom. Okay. Yeah, Hoshikunai, ne? This guy's like, you can't film here. And then as I kind of looked at him, he was like, no. I was like, dude, I just don't want you in the video. Nobody stopped you. You know, and of course, yeah, people, this is what I mean though, you see, like people are kind of touchy here. So he's a little bit, you know, he's not right that you can't take photos and video in this area. You totally can because it's a public street. There's no rules against it. This is a cute little tea shop here. Beautiful. Let's keep going. I like how this old little retro tea shop is like kind of surrounded by this seedy, nasty neighborhood. I say nasty, I mean, I like it here. But you know what I mean. But, yeah. It's kind of a cool scene. It's over here. See? Wow, this changed a bit. This big screen didn't used to be here. This is actually like ultra cyberpunk looking now. It always had that vibe, but especially so now because of this big LED screen above the entrance to the street. But of course, for this kind of a scenery sort of scene, but you know what I mean, like a city's view, the 40 is a little bit tight because I can't get back quite far enough. So you shoot in there as well. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, on F2, as you can see, very sharp, very open. Let's go in there. Very good. Shoot one from here as well. Very nice. And the view in the other direction is really cool from here. But there's nobody there right now. Oh, there's people walking by. And I love the colors here because there's this deep fluorescent light inside this little passage. And it creates a really nice contrast with the kind of violet colored light out in the background there. Honestly, this environment is not a great showcase of this lens because the space is so narrow. And you know, I would prefer like a 28, like a wider lens. But you know, whatever, it's what I got, and I think it still works. It's interesting. So yeah, I spent the whole beginning of the video explaining the lens in so much detail, and now I have like nothing to say because it's just good. It works. It gets the job done. It's a very fun and satisfying lens to use. Well, I think I can get a quick shot here of this Noren. Okay. Beautiful, and that's a good example of that f2 sharpness. Beautiful. Alright, let me get a shot back in this direction. Well, there we go, finally some people. I'm on a 30th, but he's not moving much. Oh, he's putting out the Noren actually. Not the Noren, the lamp. The Noren, by the way, I said that word, it refers to the curtain. The curtain that hangs in front of the door is called a Noren. That guy's putting out a lamp. No, I'm not gonna run over there like a maniac to try to get his photo, which would have been cool if we were a little closer, but it's okay. Let's keep going here. I like the view upwards here as well. Again, I don't know if I have the best lens to shoot it. Yeah, it's a little bit tight, but get a shot. We'll do it on f4 and a 30th. Nice. And here, I mean, I feel like we've shot this before in a video. I don't know, but this is one of my favorite views in the entire city, let alone in Shinjuku. It's just so, like, straight out of a movie, so grimy. So I'm gonna do this one also on f4, and let's get it all the way down to a 5th. See if I can make that work. And then a little bit more underexposed. And sometimes people ask me, what am I focusing on for these kind of deep scenes, like scenes with a lot of depth? So that's a good time maybe to talk about that. I'm focusing somewhere in the middle of the depth. I'm not going all the way in the back, although I do want the back to be sharp, right? But I don't want to have only the back sharp. And if I focus all the way back there, then the foreground will be out of focus. And then similarly the other way around, it's even worse because as you focus closer, the depth of field gets shallower, right? Not just that the background's out of focus, but it actually less will be in focus if you measure it from the front to the back. So if I focus on the foreground here, then only a little bit of the foreground will be in focus and then everything will be blurry in the back. So I'm going somewhere for the middle. In this case, maybe I was a little too close, but I focused on that yellow sign that's on the wall on the right side. That was also because it gives the camera a very clear visual object, something with contrast for it to focus on. Honestly, the Z cameras are very good, or at least the Z6 is very good at focusing in low light. So that's not that important to focus on something with contrast, but when I had my D4, it helped a lot. Whether there was a big difference between focusing on that yellow sign with the contrast versus somewhere where it's kind of dark and there's not a lot of contrast. It was harder for the camera to focus there. Even though those cameras don't use, like the D4 doesn't use contrast detect focus, it uses phase detect, but nonetheless, it helps when there's more light, essentially, to focus. So we're gonna wait around here a little bit in this corner because there's a thing that I like. There's a sushi shop behind us here, a sushi bar, and it has this this big neon sign, this red neon sign, which just says sushi. Big something sushi, Daiban sushi. It's a sushi place. Anyway, when a car drives by here in this corner, if the car turns left, it makes the turn. The light of the neon catches the car really well. So we'll see if this guy turns. No. It looks pretty good even when they're going straight, but it's really nice when they're turning. There we go, he's turning. I'm gonna do this on a slow shutter. Okay. And it was very hard to nail the focus inside the car, that's the thing. It's more on the outside than anything. Oh, here we go, he's coming. New generation group. But that you couldn't see it well in the car. I really wanted like a regular low taxi, that's what we want. That's going to be best. Alright, so we're going to go this way now. Didn't really get what I wanted with those taxis, but it's okay. Alright, go back to F2 and aperture mode. Okay. I love how the light bends on all the cars and stuff. It's too late. Maybe one of these taxi drivers. I have a really good photo of a taxi driver from this spot, from here, from the other side of the street shooting this way. But I did it with a 200mm lens, so it's not going to work. 40, we're not going to go for that shot today. But I just do know that I like shooting the taxi drivers on this little stretch of road, because as you can see they get very close. There's a decent amount of light. But it's very hard to do. Very hard to get a good shot here. Okay, oh, here we go. Look at this cool little moment. Now I'll say, and this is something I've mentioned a million times about the Z cameras, you know, that little lag when you bring the camera up to your eye before the screen turns on, the EVF I should say turns on and you can shoot, that little lag makes me miss shots. And like just now, I would say that it caused me to miss one. I think would have been better if I had my D4 there. So for those really speedy moments, it's a little bit, takes some getting used to. Come over here actually because there's a car coming and I want to shoot this way. Here I just love this like place on the corner, this little like diner. Very cool vibes. And I liked earlier when it just said cola in big letters in Japanese. But okay, this guy with the cart. It's hard to nail that. Okay, let's get into Golden Guy here. Let's go this way. I love how there's like a little jungle here, like a little forest. You got this like lowered area with grass and trees and stuff. It's very small, but there's something interesting about it. Alright, so we've crossed that little wooded path and now we're in Golden Guy, which is quite dark. I guess it's a little early still. So here we're definitely going to shoot on F2. Okay, start with a simple shot here. Go this way. Yeah, nice. Now here also people are a little bit touchy about photography and they don't like when you shoot into the bars and whatnot. Well, of course on the street, you know, it's fine. Let's go down one more and then we will double back and do a little, like a zigzag through these little labyrinthine passages. Yeah, nice. Let's do this one. also love these little like I like been exploring these, and I got, you know, those guys coming through were pretty cool. Okay. I like the sign up ahead that just says miso soup. I guess there's a place that has cheap miso soup. Okay. Once again, I want to say that probably like as we were walking along, we thought, we'll just figure out where to go as we go, follow our nose. And I thought, let's go to Golden Guy, because Golden Guy is cool. And in retrospect, with this lens, probably not the best place to come shoot, because it's quite, you know, as you can see, narrow and dense. And, you know, I don't have such a wide field of view right now. But, you know, it's okay. And then also it is pretty dead. Not a lot of people around. Let's go through this one. And there's one over here that I like. It's really cool. I love this, like, you know, pseudo holographic display over here advertising the bar that's in there, which is this cool, like, cyberpunk themed bar. Again, this would probably be cooler with a wider lens. I know I keep saying that, but it is true. Okay, let's go in there. I like this whole thing, these 3 bars. The bar itself is called Karma, which is cool. Nice. Yeah, from this angle is also pretty cool. Alright, let's keep going through. Yeah. I mean, you know, not mind-blowing photos. I was hoping for more streety kind of scenes with more people. But it is what it is. We got what we got. I kind of chose the time of the day for the video to be around dusk, because as you can see now it's dark. We started with still with daylight, and now it's nighttime. But maybe it was a little bit early for the livelier part of the day, you know, like it gets lively from maybe from now. But anyway, you'll be seeing more of this lens in videos on this channel. I'm probably going to be using it pretty much as my main lens from now on, because I like it a lot. It's fantastic. Like I said, if they make like a bit more beefy, higher quality version of it, I'd probably pick that up or at least consider it. But basically, it works great, gets the job done. It's a very attractive lens in terms of the form factor, the price, and of course the image quality, which is what really matters. Well, I say what really matters. That matters, but what really, really matters is that it's very fun to use. Okay, and I think that's about the summary of the 40mm f2 for Nikon Z mount. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and remember always, challenge your eye.